So tell us a little bit about your character.
I play Diana Boyle, who's a woman who was a tax attorney, and she had a daughter, and she had a lousy husband who took off, and so she raised her daughter on her own. And at the moment in her life when she had an empty nest and she was able to, she looked in the mirror and said, you know, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? And she was brave and went to become a singer because that's what she'd always wanted to do. So she became a lounge singer in Vegas.
Very nice. Any memorable moments on set?
I think every moment on set was pretty memorable because I was acting with people that I'd always dreamt about acting with, and it was just such an honor and a thrill, so I loved every second of it.
Let's talk a little bit about Vegas. Memories of the city that stick out in your mind over the years? Have you been here often, or?
I actually haven't spent much time in Vegas before this movie, and I think it would be hard for me to come here again without my 4 guys being here because I associate them with Vegas. But I've had such an amazing time here in the city. It's kind of opened its arms to us, and even though I'm somebody who doesn't really love crowds, I've been amazed at what a great time I've had here.
And talk a little bit about Jon. How was it working with him as a director?
Jon Turteltaub is part wise old soul and part 9-year-old boy. And those 2 parts together make a great director. You need a little of each to be a great director. And he just was the perfect person for this material and for this group of people. I think he took such delight in us, and he was so open to our ideas, and yet he always knew when to say no, and he was just, he's a great pal. I feel like I've made a great friend in him.
And what about working with these 4 legends?
When I walked in the room on the very first day, the very first read-through, they were all legends to me, and about 30 seconds into it, they were my buddies that I was gonna get to hopefully make movie magic with for the next 6 weeks or so. And I just couldn't believe how real and funny and smart and humble and fantastic they all are.
And lastly, what can audiences expect to take from this film?
Well, I think having now watched it with a big audience, what's extraordinary about the film is that it's very funny. There are lots and lots and lots of big laughs, and that there is also a huge heart to it that I think catches people by surprise, because it really talks about that thing that most films don't want to go near or mention, which is that if we're lucky, day by day, we're getting older. And it talks about that both in a very funny way, but it also talks about it in a way that's very profound and tender and moving. And so it's just one of these amazing films that makes you feel a little of everything.